watch it.
How to operate and shoot on a Kodak Brownie Hawkeye Flash. This camera was made from 1949 till 1961. This one in particular that I'm holding was built in 1958. I'll show you how I found that out in just a second. This is a pretty basic camera. There's no batteries involved. It's entirely mechanical. So as you see up here in the front, this is your lens. This is your viewfinder, which is located here on the top. This is a... You'll hold it down at your waist and you'll just look into it like this. Right now I have this camera completely lined up here in my viewfinder. It's kind of crazy. It's like all backwards, you know, these old mirrors and stuff, but okay. So right here on the same side as the winding knob is your shutter. Oh, what a beauty. Sounds so amazing. This is your winding wheel, so you can wind your film. It has a little arrow showing you which way to go. It doesn't let you go the other way, regardless. So on the back, you can see there's a hole with a piece of red plastic that's semi-transparent. This is gonna be your counter. So when the film comes through, you'll see your number right here. And then on this side, you'll see the mounts right here for the flash. And then right here, if you lift this up, you can do long exposures. I don't know how you would do long exposures on a camera that has no tripod hookup, but I mean, you set it on a desk or some books or something and maybe make that work. So on the top right here is your, how you open it. It's your release mechanism. So you do that and you just pull it open. Nice and simple. There's the back side right there. And then this is what your camera looks like on the inside. Over on this side, they have some instructions on how to load film, but I'm gonna run over that with you. Before you really get started buying film and everything, what you need to do with your Hawkeye is look through it from this direction and hit the shutter. And you see how you just saw the shutter click right there? You see it exposes light for just a second. If that's not happening, then it's broken, and don't waste your money on the film. But mine is working, so we're gonna go ahead and get this loaded up today. On the bottom, there's more information down there on the film, and then right here, you're gonna see a little code. It's gonna be 4 letters. This is part of Kodak's Camerosity program they had. I don't know. They were doing this thing where they had this word, Camerosity, and each of the letters in that word was designated to a number. And that number was the designation, the month and year that the camera was made. So based on Camerosity, this YERI, that's right here, this camera was built in 1958. So that's how I know that. Some quick notes about the flash operation. Very easy to use flash operation. It just screws in right here like this. So the only thing that you really need to look out for on the flash, there's a little screw, it screws off. This particular model takes 1 AA battery. Now you want to open this up before you use the camera to make sure that the battery area isn't corroded. Mine was corroded a little bit, but luckily it still flashes. So hey, we're good to go. All right, I decided to load it up. Let's just load one. Let's just load one bulb, because these old cameras, these antique cameras, when they flash, it's just different from what we have today, and it's got like this sort of like visceral feeling to it that is just amazing to me. So let's line it up. There's no film in here, but oh, did you hear that crackling noise? Oh, I love it. So these bulbs, after you shoot on them, they are ruined. It's a one-time use, one-time exposure. And as you can kind of see on here, I don't know, let's see. Can we get in there? You can kind of see in there that it's all melted and burnt up here at the bottom of the bulb. So definitely a one-time use on all of these. And use them sparingly, I'll say that. And you gotta be careful too, because I put one of these bulbs in there just seeing if it fit, and then I fired the camera just to see if it would work, and it did, and it fired the bulb. So if you don't have that many bulbs, you don't really have any test shots. You're just gonna have to trust it. Okay, the Kodak Brownie Hawkeye Flash. Let's get this bad boy loaded up. these are hand rolled. I'm pretty sure that's what they said at Film Photography Project. So this is Portra 160 620 film. Let's get it open. Hell yeah. All right. So it's gonna come like this. The good thing about 620 and 120 film is that they come rolled with this tape, like paper around it. So you can actually load these wherever. You can load them in broad daylight and you won't overexpose your roll. But you do need to keep it tight because if it gets loose, then you do have the chance of overexposing. Okay, so there's 2 spools in here. There's gonna be one at the bottom, that's your intake spool. Your fresh one goes on at the top. When I bought this camera, it just had an intake at the top and not the bottom. I watched these tutorials and I was like, man, I don't know how I'm gonna do this. I don't have enough spools, but all you gotta do is just pull the spool out of the top, put it in there at the bottom, and you're good to go. So it has a little, ooh, that sounds tight. Okay, big shout out to the guys over at Film Photography Project for hand rolling this 620 film. This is so sick, thank you. Okay, so you're gonna pull it out and stick this little guy, this little tag that comes out, and just stick it right into that intake spool. And try to start spooling it up. Okay, it's not in there tight enough. Let's try again. Okay, there we go. Now you're gonna wanna roll it until it's taut. Once you start rolling, you'll see these arrows come up, and you're gonna pull that until that arrow sits comfortably right there on top. Okay, now your film is loaded. Very exciting. Put it back in, lock up the top. Now, you're gonna roll it. Just keep rolling. Okay, see there's our little arrow passing by. And then once we get a 1 in that red window, we'll be ready to take our first exposure. You see all the rolling I'm doing? That's why I say you don't really have to worry about exposing your film in the daytime because you're gonna have to go roll it a long ways. Oh, there it is. Oh, that's just an arrow. Okay, it's not the 1, it's the arrow saying that the 1 is coming up. Hope I didn't miss it. You got a little text right there and 1. Okay, that is tiny. I don't even know if you can see that. That 1 is so tiny. But I've seen some videos where they scrolled a little bit further than the 1 and it just became a 2 and they were thinking it was a straight line, not a 1, and then they get to 2 and it's like, oh, now I'm at 2. Okay, so with this camera, you get 12 exposures per roll of film, typically. So yeah, let's go have a great shoot. All right, guys, we're out here with the lovely Morgan Bosman. Say hello, Morgan.
Hey, what's up?
And we've got our Kodak Brownie Hawkeye Flash, minus the flash. Let's go ahead and get some shots. 3, 2, 1.
Shining in headlights, looking for daylight and looking for answers, but not from each other. If I'm being honest, hard to make an excuse when we're part of the problem. Rather be in our phones than live with each other.
And this aperture, this focal length is going to be in focus from about 5 feet to infinity. A lot of users say it's more like 10 feet to infinity, but Kodak said it was 5 feet. So just keep that in mind while you're out there shooting. I can't get this angle right. This angle is so hard to angle this thing. Okay, here we go. You ready? 3, 2, 1. I want to see you right here with this window over your right shoulder.
Another man gunned down by a baby. Said he's
so hard to get the angle down on this thing. What the hell? This is fun though. Okay, 3, 2, 1. All right, you ready? 3, 2, 1. Yeah. Oh, this is sick. This is gonna be so sick. 3, 2, 1. Here we go. 3, 2, 1. Okay, here we go. You ready, Mo? I like that pose that you got right there. 3, 2, 1. Hell yeah. Okay, so we are ready to start shooting on this thing with some flashes. You see right there, it's all melted. That happens after every single time you take a picture. And I know they say to shoot indoors, but I'm figuring if we just keep the settings the same and shoot out here, the flash is gonna work fine. So, let's get to it. 3, 2, 1. Yeah, you see right here, it's a little melted on the bulb, so definitely be careful. This is gonna be really hot after you fire it. Look how old this box is. Flash bulbs number 5. This is sick. I hope the mic picked up that noise. You can hear these things like burning. And they have like, smell it. It has like such a burnt smell.
I smelled it. Yeah.
It's crazy. 3, 2, 1. I want to take a step away from the wall. Hopefully we can cast a big shadow on the wall with our flash. 3, 2, 1. All right guys, there you have it, the Kodak Brownie Hawkeye Flash. I'm Calvin Tiger. You can find me at Calvin_Tigre or find my film Instagram at filmbytigre. Peace out, Girl Scouts.